Jam! Hello again and welcome to Monday Night Magic number 601. Wow. It legitimately feels like 600 was done like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know why.
Time is weird.
Because you have no concept of the passage of time.
Oh, I think both of those things are probably accurate. So, hello, dear listeners. I am Chewie.
Hi, Chewie.
Hi, Cluze. That's Cluze.
Hey! If you're wondering what I look like, go watch the stream from last week and just age me by a week in your mind.
Just one, though?
It feels like more than one.
Time is weird. And also, Bill is here. Or Squee, if you prefer.
If you're wondering what I look like with funny hats, check out episode 600, because I will swap them throughout the stream.
It's true. So, for those of you that are here for the preview card, welcome. We hope that you stay the whole way.
We do.
And if you are actually listening to this, there's a good chance that you might stay the whole time. Because why wouldn't you just open up the site and scroll until you see the preview card?
Right.
Or wait until it hits Twitter or Reddit, which will take all of... It's there
You
already.
probably saw that on your way here. Let's be honest.
That's how you got here, yes.
Yeah. So, I guess we should get to it. We have a preview card from Dominaria. Ooh.
Ooh.
So, what would we like to say? Clues.
Yes.
You were working on something before the show here.
I was. I want to present an all-new segment that we will repeat just as many times as they give us preview cards. That's what I'm going to say. I don't know
Okay,
if that's
this
a
sucks.
promise.
It's your fault. We don't get any more.
Or, well, it's likely my fault. Yes. As are all the things. So here are some clues from Cluze about our preview cards. So I'm going to assume for the purposes of this experiment that you did not come here already knowing what the preview card was. This is for the listeners who downloaded the episode and are listening and are going to be surprised. We're going to give you a chance to guess what the preview card is. For this game to work, it's important that you actually shout your guess out loud. Don't worry, we'll hear it. Okay, you ready? Great. So here's your first clue. It is the best color in Magic.
Okay, most of you are wrong.
Most of you are wrong, yes. If you aren't a longtime listener of the show and don't know anything about me, you just guessed the wrong color. If you do know a lot about me, you've guessed the correct color. It costs 5 mana.
Ooh, is it a Chandra?
It is not.
Some of those cost 5 mana.
This is true. So best color costs 5 mana. I will say, I think we can safely say this, it is a reprint. Okay, so there you go, reprint. So maybe that helps. It was originally introduced
down from infinite.
It does. It takes it down from infinite to just a crap ton of cards.
Does it destroy lands?
You know, my favorite part about this is that they both know and they're still guessing. It's so cute.
I mean, we would be shouting, but that would mess with the levels.
That's right. It really would.
Is it a dragon?
No. It could be if you add other cards to turn it into a dragon.
Oh, Shield of Elisfell does make it a dragon. See, that's a combo.
It was originally introduced in May of 2003 in a tribal set. I'll also say it's from the best tribe, which should again narrow it down. The original artwork on this card was by Christopher Muller, although this card has new art. That's right, new art by Aaron Miller. And your last clue, which should have, if you haven't gotten it already, you should have. This card always brings friends with him, but usually leaves without any.
Bill had one more clue that should be the final one.
Yes, he was a commander before it was cool.
Ah, yes, good point.
Yeah.
So now you should know what it is.
Hopefully.
All right, Chewie, take us home. What is our preview card?
Our preview card is a reprint in the best color with Christopher Muller original art, new art by Aaron Miller, who brings friends but leaves without them if you're doing it right. He costs 5. He's that old. I forgot what year you said already.
2003.
2003. Wow, really?
Yeah.
15?
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll be driving next year. That's terrible.
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think he will, honestly.
Actually, no, he could drive this year. Vehicles are a thing.
And he was a commander before it was cool. Yes, the Monday Night Magic Dominaria preview card is none other than Siege Gang Commander.
Dun, dun, dun. screen.
And he's
You should probably duck. He's probably throwing a friend at you.
ducking won't do any good, but it'll make
Nope.
you feel better.
It will, briefly, before you
It's
take
like a
two.
duck and cover video. It's not because it's safe. It's just supposed to make you feel safer.
So just in case somebody is like totally new and does not know Siege Gang Commander, so they haven't been playing Goblins in Legacy or Modern, or what are you doing with your life? Start playing Goblins. Siege Gang Commander is a creature goblin, costs 3 red, total of 5 mana. He is himself a 2/2, which sounds terrible. A 2/2 for 5 mana, that's just insanity. It's even a rare for that. Well, when he enters the battlefield, create 3, that's right, the new wording. Create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. So see, he brings buddies to the party. So you are going to get a total of 5 power spread across 3 bodies. And that sounds pretty good, right?
4 bodies.
I'm sorry, 4 bodies. Nope, I already threw one.
That is what happens.
He has an activated ability, 1 and a red, sacrifice a goblin. Siege Gang Commander deals 2 damage to any target. Oh, look at that new templating too. Oh, that's awesome.
Honestly, the only thing that's weird about the templating is that it still repeats Siege Gang Commander.
Yeah, that is weird.
Wait, why is that weird?
I thought we were trying to move away from that, so it'd be like,
No,
this
only
or this.
Uh-huh.
on cards that reference themselves on the stack.
Oh, on the stack.
okay.
Right, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
You are correct.
We wish they would continue that trend to
It
things
seems
that
like you
reference
go all the
themselves.
way, but here we are.
But yeah, here we are. So there you go. This guy is really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have
Cluze,
not-
have you ever played Siege Gang Commander?
I have. Siege Gang Commander is a staple in my Legacy Goblins deck. He often is just the fuel you need to really make your opponent hate you. Because throwing goblins out of nowhere is he can throw himself. He can throw himself, people.
He can.
Sometimes that's just what you need. That extra 2 damage. Whew, I can't tell you the number of times that I've gotten an opponent down to 2 and they just wouldn't die.
So one way to think about it is that you're spending 5 mana spread out over 4 creatures. So if you're like in a tight race and they could kill you, you've got blockers. But realistically, if you're in red, you're not too worried about that. More importantly, you go into the turn after this, you've probably got 6 mana up, which means that you can just immediately throw your 3 tokens and do 6 damage, which a lot of times is all you need at that point in a red deck.
Yeah, you can either remove blockers or go face.
You can also ruin a Planeswalker's day now.
Yes.
Now, back in the day, this is no longer the case, but back in the day, he was slightly more powerful because you could attack the next turn with your goblin buddies, put damage on the stack, and then throw them. But Wizards...
Which was redonkulous.
Yeah, Wizards fixed that because it was stupid. So
Yeah, the last time that Siege Gang Commander was printed in a standard legal set was actually Magic 2010, which is when that rule changed.
yes.
So for most of his career, he was doing that busted nonsense.
It's also when I got involved in Magic, was it? 20.
You were one of the friends that he brought, and you outlasted him because he threw himself.
That's right.
So yeah, some other fun, noteworthy things are that Siege Gang Commander is the source of the damage. So that means Lifelink and Death Touch are relevant.
Yes.
It means that really anything that cares about that as a source. It also means that things are like protection from red or whatever, well, they're pro from him.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Keep those things in mind. But overall, Siege Gang Commander is a really versatile option, and because he can throw goblins that he didn't make, it enables a lot of scenarios where you get to the end and you can't quite push through. You just start throwing your half of the field to do, 6, 8, 10 damage if you have the mana for it.
So some other tips, yes, definitely give him a Basilisk Collar, like you said. I'm also going to recommend get yourself some Boggart Shenanigans. Get that on board, in your Goblin Tribal Commander deck, because that's hilarious.
That is
'Cause
pretty funny.
Then he's throwing goblins, and that also does damage from the Boggart Shenanigans. So, take that.
No, there also aren't any timing restrictions on when you can do this. It's not like do only before combat or during combat or anything. You can do this in response to your goblins being destroyed.
You could do it the turn he comes in. So suppose that you've Ether Vialed him in, which can happen. I've done it. You've got mana up. Throw things.
Seems good.
Yeah. And of course, if you have anything that blinks him, well, you're getting even more goblins. So,
Yep.
a lot of potential here.
And I got to say, I like the new artwork.
Yeah.
I like to talk about artwork. I like the original artwork. That had the kind of cartoony siege gang guy with the catapult on his back with 3 little buddies with spiky helmets. I liked that artwork a lot. They later updated it, and if you've seen it in, let's see now, it was in a dual decks, and it was also in
Elves
Eternal
versus
Masters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that artwork as much. I think it's a little too generic. The old one
was also just 4 goblins.
Yeah.
In that particular artwork. We were just looking at this before the show.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell who's... I think the guy in the middle is the guy in charge, but still...
It's abundantly clear in the new art who is in charge.
Oh, yeah, it's totally clear since, first of all, he's got on a sweet helmet. That's pretty awesome. And he's got the goggles, so he's totally going steampunk. Everybody loves steampunk.
Even though it's weird, the goggles do nothing.
The goggles, they do nothing. He also has Mjolnir, no reason, but he's got it right there.
It's because he's worthy, Cluze.
He's also wearing the Infinity Gauntlets, plural. He's got both of them. Yes, I know there's just the one. Look, don't write in.
The other one's fake. It's fine.
Thanos has nothing. Yeah, the other one was the one that was in Odin's trophy room. Yeah.
Odin's trophy room, yeah.
Which is actually the other gauntlet. I believe it's reversed, thumb on the other side and everything. So he could be wearing both.
Yeah, and he is wearing a totally useless shoulder pad with giant spikes on it that he is going to hurt himself with. So,
well, that's just because he's from Australia. Like the Australia part of Dominaria. Everything is Mad Max. It's awesome.
That's true.
But yeah, it's pretty sweet artwork. I can't wait to see this one in person, in foil, in my Goblins deck.
Yeah, so keep in mind this adds the card to Standard, obviously, because it's being printed in a new set.
Yep.
It was already in Modern, but now it's in Standard, and that means that it's very likely we'll see some other goblins popping up soon because you don't really print this in a vacuum. So
and there are a few in Ixalan already.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I meant to pull that up earlier.
So Cluze, if you were running a goblin deck, what kind of cards would you want to supplement them with so we can, as cards come out, we can see if there's any standard proxies?
Let's see now. Okay, so let's just think about what sorts of things I have in my Legacy Goblins deck and see if we can pull that off. So we've already got Chieftain in Standard, don't we?
I don't think so.
Am I wrong about that? Was that a fever dream I had that Goblin Chieftain is? Yeah, okay, that must have been a fever dream. I'm sorry. We need a Goblin Lord. That'd be nice, because you know what's
You're
better.
Thinking of the Chieftain from Merfolk's versus Goblin.
Am I?
Yeah, it was last printed in 2012.
Man, I could have sworn that we just got something printed that was going to put Chieftain in Modern for me.
It was already in Modern.
That's also true.
No, I'm thinking of War Chief. I'm sorry.
Oh God, yeah, they're never going to reprint that, I don't think.
They're not? So that really was a fever dream then. Okay.
Okay, here we go. In Standard right now, well, in post-rotation Standard, once Dominaria comes out, we'll have the Fanatical Firebrand, the 1/1 with haste that you can tap and sacrifice to ping something. The Goblin Trailblazer, a 2/1 with menace for 2. The Lightning Rig Crew that taps to ping each opponent, and when you cast a pirate spell, untap it. Probably not so important. Rummaging Goblin, a 2/2 for 2 Swab Goblin. The Rigging Runner, a 1/1 for 1 with first strike and raid, which gives it a +1/+1 counter if you raided. And Wily Goblin, the 1/1 for red that gives you a treasure. So there are some makings of something resembling a goblin deck, but
We can also, I think at this point, safely mention the goblin that was just boiled an hour ago.
Was it even an hour ago?
I don't think it was even an hour ago, but we would like, if you want a goblin that you can throw over and over and over again, that would be great.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys what this is because it's been posted officially, Wizard Source. So Kelly Diggs posted while we were setting up for the show, Squee the Immortal. Hey, look, it's Squee.
Yay!
He came back. It's a thing he does. But yeah, this is a new Squee card. 1 red, rare, with, the sweet legendary creature time, card frame and everything. Goblin. He's a 2/1. Yeah, he's been working out. He like doubled his power over the course of 10 years since we've
Nice.
seen him last. That's impressive. And you may cast Squee the Immortal from your graveyard or from exile. So he really does keep coming back. It's kind of like he goes to the command zone until you want to cast him again. Like, I think the only way you're realistically going to get rid of him would be if you were to tuck him in the library.
Which isn't even a thing in Commander anymore.
Yeah, like, and well, if he's your commander, it's not a thing. But
Right.
But yeah, like in terms of in standard or something, it's going to be remarkably hard to get rid of him. You pretty much have to lock him down with an enchantment, in which case you sacrifice him to Siege Gang Commander, and the problem is solved. This is your infinite fuel. If you're willing to pay 5 mana, you can do 2 damage to any target repeatedly.
Which, if there's some sort of like red prison deck that pops up in standard, that sounds like a win condition to me.
Yeah, if you can actually set up any kind of loop, which wouldn't be that uncommon, then you would just have an out right here with 2 cards. Plus whatever makes the loop happen, obviously. It's also noteworthy because in other formats, this is something that you could run with a food chain and combo out.
Yeah, anything that you can just cast from exile smells dangerous.
So yeah, in general, I think that the potential for this card in other formats where you can do the more combo-y stuff is certainly there. And as far as standard is concerned, we've got plenty of options. Like, you know, rolling back to like the original thing, our preview card, I'll note that the 5 slot is a little bit crowded because right now we've got a big beefy dragon that has removal built into it that might fill the same role. But one of these is going wide and the other's going deep. And you might find yourself going with one or both, or maybe alternating based on a match. Like, this is your ability in a mirror match to block out Hazoret a few turns. So it could be enough. It'll be interesting to see where red goes in standard.
Yeah.
Oh, you good there?
Yeah. Now that the preview card's over and everyone has stopped listening, although no one started listening in the first place, now I have hiccups.
All right.
Well, at least you waited this time.
Perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to go ahead and talk about some of the other cards that have popped up?
Yeah, sure, because there's all kinds of good stuff that came up in the last few days.
Okay. Should we start with the card image gallery, or do you want to pull out the new Weatherlight Crew?
Oh, we got to do the Weatherlight Crew. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, flavor it
Since
up.
we don't look at cards really on this show, I think going to the card image gallery is kind of whatever.
Sure.
But these are a special case, I think. So,
Did either of you read the story that has been released so far?
I don't read
That
those.
actually deals. Okay, well, but it's pretty good this time around. I mean, I
I
know
read
you
the
don't
first 2. I
normally-
haven't read the third one yet.
Yeah, I've only been through the first 2 myself. I haven't made it to the third one yet, but
I mean, enough people have told me that this one is like exceptionally good to where I will always mean to go read it, but I never will, realistically.
Okay.
So
that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Perfectly fair. They're getting the band back together.
yeah.
Which is fun. So yeah, if you click on the link we've got in the show notes to the Mark Rosewater Returning Home article, it goes over the people that are making it. But then if you scroll down past that, you get to essentially like the whole crew, or at least a lot of the crew, so that you can see what the Weatherlight looks like now, including its new captain.
Yay! And it's really nice that good old Joyra is back. And she's not... Okay, let me not say that. She's not... No, let me not say that either. The first thing I was going to say is, and she's not busted like the previous Joyra, but no, this one's pretty good.
This
Yeah,
one
it's-
is remarkably good.
It's kind of good.
Yeah, so maybe she is busted, but Joyra Weatherlight Captain for 2 a blue and a red is a 3/3 human artificer, who of course is legendary and mythic. And whenever you cast a historic spell, or if you're British, whenever you cast an historic spell, draw a card. Ooh, the magic words.
Triggered card draw. What could happen?
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
And the reminder text, of course, artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic.
You want a card draw combo with Squee and a sacrifice outlet?
Ooh, he's legendary.
He is.
That means he's historic.
He is.
He's also old as balls, so he is
I believe that is the metric measurement for age. Yes.
But to be fair, so is Joyra. So
yeah, she looks a lot better than he does at this point, though.
I'm pretty sure she always did, though.
Oh, she always did. Yeah, like she figured out the aging thing too. It works out great. It's kind of
minute,
weird that we've been away for 10 years and it doesn't feel like they have.
I just realized something. Squee got stronger.
Yeah, that's why I said he doubled his power.
Hey, he's been working out.
That is exactly what I said.
Look at those guns.
I don't think Cluze was paying attention at that point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I was busy thinking about Siege Gang Commander earlier. It was
That's understandable. He's your first love.
Yeah,
I get
That's what
it.
you do, yeah.
No, that's Goblin Lackey. He's my first love.
Okay.
Goblin Pile Driver is my second love.
Oh.
Where did your wife factor into this?
I think she's like just above Ether Vial.
I'd
That's a
rather
compliment.
not. I'd rather not say. She's legendary. Hey, how about that? Yeah,
Are you calling her historic?
totally legendary.
Anyway, so yeah, Joyra is very sassy, piloting the Weatherlight with one hand on the hip, because she got it going on. And yeah, drawing lots of cards.
That's like automatically going to be a commander staple.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah, like save the foil if you get the foil. It'll be great.
So there you go. Who else is part of the crew of the Weatherlight?
Can I go Boros?
Sure.
All right. So how about Tiana Ship's Caretaker? Did I pronounce that right? Tiana Ship's Caretaker. Until told otherwise, I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
3, a red and a white for a legendary creature, Angel Artificer. It's an angel with a job. She's a 3/3 with flying and first strike. I'm on board with everything we've said so far. Whenever an aura or an equipment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step.
Robot Squee. It's Squeeze Embrace.
Oh, sort of.
Yeah, it's like half Squeeze Embrace.
Well, no, Squeeze Embrace puts the enchanted creature back to their hand, right?
Yeah, but like the whole like pick a thing and it comes back. This is just much bigger. And it's all of them.
So it's actually not like Squee. You're just trying to tie everything to Squee, aren't you?
It is what I do. But you're right. Yeah, no, like I like this card a lot. This is fun.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
I just noticed, because I'd only glanced at these cards before recording, that she's an angel.
Yes.
An angel mechanic.
She is an angel
Yes.
mechanic.
This is Angel Kaylee.
I was going to say, so this is just Kaylee, right?
It's
Yeah.
straight up Kaylee. That's right.
Yeah, this is Jewel State. It's an invitational card.
Yeah,
Okay,
from now on, everyone just call this card Kaylee.
I mean, I think half of them are going to do it. Wait,
That's probably going to happen.
is this straight up the Firefly? Hang on. So Joyra is clearly Mal Reynolds, and Tiana is clearly Kaylee. Okay, we will move forward as we hit cards. So,
Right.
Hey Bill,
Sure.
which one you want? Good answer.
I'm gonna cut straight to the fun one. I'm gonna go Slimefoot.
Okay.
Slimefoot the Stowaway. 1, a black and a green. Legendary creature, fungus, 2/3. Whenever a sapling you control dies, Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. And for 4 generic mana, you can create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Fun things to note: there's no timing restriction on that, so you can just pass and then make a sapling when you need one.
Deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Yeah.
Huh.
These cards are built with Commander in mind.
Do we have any other legendary fungi
Like in this set, or like
like in Magic?
Feels like we did.
Looking. Type legendary. Subtype fungus. Search. Gave Guru of Spores.
Gave the Guru of Sport.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, right. I knew there had to be one.
The guy from that's original Commander, right? Yeah. He's the Abzan Commander dude.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
All right, so we're well on our way. We've doubled the number of legendary fungi, so we're totally on our way to our tribal theme deck.
I mean, you only need the one legendary one, so
Yeah. I really appreciate the flavor text here being, as Joya restored the Weatherlight, a mushroom growing in its hold unexpectedly became her first crew member, because that means that Slimefoot was just straight up evoking squatters' rights. And She's like, well, it's here. There you have it. So in terms of like who Slimefoot would actually be in, the Serenity Crew,
Stow, is he River?
effectively.
Is he? I
mean, he might. Yeah, I think our thing already fell apart because we'd be reaching if we picked anyone.
So he's essentially Squee then. We'll just...
Yeah, he is the stand-in for Squee.
Yeah,
but his name is Slimefoot, and that impresses.
That is pretty good. So next up we have Shauna Sisay's Legacy, which we talked about on the Mana Pool. For a green and a white, she's a 0/0 human warrior, uncommon. Slimefoot's uncommon too, by the way. Actually,
yes.
All of these are uncommon on the crew.
Everyone but the captain.
Yeah. So she's a 0/0 human warrior that can't be the target of abilities. Of abilities.
Yeah, not spells, just ability.
Can't be the target of abilities your opponents control, and gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. So she's Zoe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's the warrior. Yeah. But Sisay's Legacy. Interesting that she doesn't deal with legendary things at all, but I guess...
I think that's because that text migrated to another remembers.
That could be.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, next.
Your turn, Cluze.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the vampire.
Of course you are.
Naturally.
So Arvad the Cursed. He is 3, a white and a black for a legendary creature, vampire knight.
Vampire
knight. A vampire knight. Yes. Yes, he is vamping. He is a 3/3 with Death Touch and Lifelink. Other legendary creatures you control get +2/+2.
There you go.
He's here to help.
I appreciate that we have a vampire leaning against the window with the light coming in.
Yeah. Although I don't think vampires in this sense
they
have
don't.
any
It's
aversion
just
to
funny.
sunlight, but it is funny.
No, it's just funny. But yeah, so bump all those other legendary creatures you control.
Seems good.
And you have to have the cursed crew member. That's just what you do in the Weatherlight.
Yeah, totally. And then we've got Raph. Did we ever figure out how to pronounce Gerard's last name? I've heard Capation, and I think that's it.
Capation, but it's Gerard's descendant. So, Raph Capashen, because we have to do it wrong.
Right.
Oh yeah, that is a thing we do on this show. So
Who's
Raph
got the
Capation,
amazing title of Ship's Mage.
yeah, Raph Capation Ship's Mage for 2, a white and a blue is a 3/3 human wizard with flash, flying, and you may cast historic spells as though they had flash. That's not busted at all either.
No.
Remember,
not.
legendaries.
So let's see. Arvad the Cursed would be what, Jane?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Then who is Raph? I guess it depends on his...
Well, he's got a man purse, so he's probably Simon.
Oh, that could be, yeah. I guess it depends on his like disposition. He could be Wash.
Maybe, if he's funny.
If
He
he's
didn't get
funny.
flavor text like the others, so...
Yeah, so we don't even know. It's terrible.
Like, they could have totally put Flash and Flying on the same line and given him flavor text, but...
Just like they did with flying and first strike over on the right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Death Touch and Lifelink, right? But, well, no, because
Yeah,
I understand how that worked, because one
Yeah.
only matters on the battlefield, and so the ones that only matter on the battlefield get their own line.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, I get how that happened.
That said, Flash Flying 3/3 for 4. That's the price of entry. Everything else is a bonus.
Yeah, and then
On your
everything else-
uncommon.
all this other stuff having flash is kind of sick.
Like, with the density of legends, that's going to matter more than it normally would, but that's still something. Just remember, if you flash in an artifact, you can't equip it unless it's normal time to equip it. So don't make that mistake. Though,
I do like
admittedly,
the
end of your
idea-
turn, flash in a saga, and then have that, or end of your opponent's turn, flash in a saga, do it, immediately tick up to the second one on your turn. It's going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, that is actually what I was about to say. I do like the idea of flashing out a saga to get essentially 2 triggers off of it in a row.
Yeah, that's going to throw some things.
Yeah, that
Overall,
is
this
going to be
fun.
sick.
I'm liking all these cards.
Yeah, these are all really neat.
And hey, what's a crew without a ship?
A group of people standing around.
I was going to say a soccer team in Columbus. That's a Columbus Crew joke.
I see that.
All of our Ohio listeners, no, I wanted we haven't discussed the Weatherlight itself, right?
No, because the Weatherlight never had a card before. It was a legacy weapon with Weatherlight on it.
Right, but now Weatherlight has a card.
And it's a vehicle. Good thing we got there in time.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to say, I don't think it's true. I'm going to say vehicles were invented at all just so we could get to this point.
I would actually buy that.
I could see that.
It's just plausible enough, is what I'll say. So I think whose turn is it? Squee's turn? Is it Chewie's turn?
I guess it's mine. I get the wordy card. All right. So Weatherlight costs 4 generic mana because it's a legendary artifact vehicle. It's a 4/5. Get ready to jump through some hoops. Cruise for 3, which is important because it means that Jorah can in fact crew it by herself.
Nice.
Which I appreciate. Actually, most of the crew can crew it by themselves. So that's also cool.
Wait, really? 3/3, 3/3, 3/3, 2/3 on Slimefoot, but you can make a sap and crew it.
Yeah.
And then Shauna, I guess, if you have other dudes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Nice.
So yeah. And then the Weatherlight, cruise 3, 4, 5, flying, cool. Whenever Weatherlight deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 5 cards from your library.
Top 5 cards.
Exactly. You may reveal a historic card from amongst them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, in the right deck, that's going to be sick.
So here is my only problem with this card. You ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's the putting them on the bottom of your library in a random order. That is my only problem with this card. I would prefer it be in any order because I fear a lot of people will not randomize them before putting them underneath their library and that there will be judge calls over this. And I feel bad about that. I'm sure here's my guess, that there's going to be a card somewhere in the set that cares about the card that's on the bottom of your library, and that's why they did this. Or maybe is there a card in Standard right now that cares about the card on the bottom of your library?
I don't think so.
I got nothing, man.
Then why make it random? Why add that step? Why add that level of complexity?
There's probably something they encountered when they were putting together the future league testing, where someone found a way to draw all of their library but 5 cards. But even still, if you're looking at 5 cards, it shouldn't matter. Because then you're looking at them all every turn anyway.
Because Doomsday, that's why.
Oh, yeah. Because Reed Richards is going to think outside the box and ruin your game of Versus forever. But yeah, I don't know.
I meant the Magic card Doomsday.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, what is he talking about?
And I'm referring to the Versus card that lets you draw from the bottom of your library, which was a major archetype.
Nice.
For the exact reasons of not randomizing cards you put on the bottom.
Huh.
Yeah. At any rate, though, keep an eye out. We'll see if that's relevant. There may be something coming up that matters.
Let me see now. I think there may be a card that... Let me check something here.
Well, should we read this last card on this page while we're here?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
While he's looking stuff up.
Oh, no, wait. Yep, that's what it is. They did it for Commander and Grenzo. That's what
I was thinking of Grenzo, actually, but...
Yeah.
So...
I mean, he's also a goblin, which fits with the theme of tonight's show. And
Fair
every
enough.
show that I'm ever on.
Ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Well, then that's a reason. So, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So
I also do want to say the artwork is sweet and a nice use of scale birds on the Weatherlight artwork.
Cacaw.
Cacaw.
But what good is a crew and a ship if the crew doesn't get on the damn thing? So to answer that, we have board the Weatherlight for 1 and a white, an uncommon sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library.
Top 5 cards.
You may reveal a historic card from among them, or if you're British, you may reveal an historic card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it's a one-shot of the Weatherlight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
That thing
I
you
hadn't
do,
actually read
you got
Board the Weatherlight until right now, so.
That's pretty cool, though.
That is neat. So there you go. That's the Weatherlight crew.
I like.
It's pretty sick.
Yep. And just as a general public service reminder, when you're looking at these 5 cards, put your hand down first.
Yeah, please.
Do not risk
mix
it.
Your hand. Yeah.
Because I would be so excited to look at 5 cards that I would forget and accidentally let that touch my hand, and now I'm in trouble.
How long until we get the full art on all of these? Because I really want to see the full art Sassy Joyra. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think that's.
I'm sure we're going to get it very soon.
Who did the artwork on Sassy Joyra?
Brad Rigney?
Yeah, it looks like
Rigney.
Rigney.
Could be Riney, depending on how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll pronounce it wrong. Is what we'll do.
B-Rad.
B-Rad Renier. Anyway. Okay, so we got Squee. We talked about him already.
Yeah, but I mean, he's back because we can cast him from anywhere.
That is true. I guess there are a few more like insanely sick cards that were previewed today that we should probably just mention, right?
Yeah, like I wouldn't go over the whole list for the reasons you said, but I do think there's some that are worth mentioning.
Okay, like what?
Let's just
smart
go for the big one. Hey, look, it's a Mox.
Oh, is that the big
one?
one?
Oh, yeah, that was today.
Yeah, Moxes are always the big one. Or Moxen, because that plural is weird.
A little bit.
People do tend to lose their mind over the Moxen.
Okay, so do we want to make the Mandela joke, or do we want to be serious?
No, just what's it do?
Okay, so this is the Amber Mox.
Is
like
it Amber
all
Mox, or is it Mox Amber? It's probably going to be Mox Amber.
Probably going to be Mox Amber, but it's on the card was previewed in a foreign language, so we don't yet have the English.
It's Mox Amber,
except somebody translated.
I cheated and I looked it up in the release notes we shouldn't have just to get the name right. Nice. It's Mox Amber.
Fair enough.
So yes, the Mox Amber.
It's also on this German website. The first time they name it, it says parentheses Mox Amber in English.
All right, look at that.
That works too.
Nice.
Pretend I did that. Anyway, so yeah, the Mox Amber artifact, mythic, legendary artifact, cost 0. So that's nice.
It is a Mox.
And it has tap, add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control.
So it is Mox Commander.
It is a Mox you can't do on turn 1 unless you have another way of dumping something like that out. So, nice. Expect these to matter. They always matter.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, they do.
Even when they seem like they're not going to matter, they end up mattering.
They do. If it's got Mox in the name, it's probably a little bit broken, and if it isn't, somebody's going to break it.
Yeah, keep in mind that if there are cards that care about you having historic, well, this is your free historic. That makes those cards cheaper.
Yep.
Do note that I don't think it's actually capable of making colorless mana.
Given that,
you've got the release notes.
Yeah, I'm not reading that part. I was just checking the name.
Any colorless is not itself a color. So, given that wording, assuming that wording is correct, you should not be able to make colorless with this.
My point was,
you should not be able to make generic.
Yeah, I was buying time while I was reading it. They don't address it.
Goober.
Yeah, it's not addressed in the release note entry.
Really?
Yeah.
Awkward.
I'm going to say it will be discussed in the mechanics article.
Did we already have the mechanics article?
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm going to say anyway.
Oh my God.
Fair enough. But yeah, they don't actually say that it's possible, so going by the rules, it should not be possible. So here you go.
There you go. Control F, Mox, Amber. Add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control. That's not even worded properly. Of any color among legend. Okay, I guess that is worded properly.
Yeah, it works. It's just not what we're used to seeing.
But yeah, since it says color, then no, that's not
correct.
Yeah,
but so can't make keep that in mind since there is still Eldrazi around.
Yeah, so if your only legendary permanents are artifacts, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
good to know. Okay then. So that's that. We've got what else do we have here? Oh, we've got Teferi.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And since Cluze hates blue, I guess I'll read that.
That's fair.
Thank you. Nope. Hang on. Okay. Teferi, hero of Dominaria, for 3 a blue and a white. Look, he's added a color. He's a legendary planeswalker, Teferi. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah,
That makes
wait a
sense.
minute.
So he's a planeswalker again.
Where's Squee's Spark?
It's with the eye.
Yeah. All right, so his abilities are, well, he starts with 4 loyalty. His abilities are +1, draw card. That seems good. We're not done yet, though. +1, draw card. At the beginning of the next end step, untap 2 lands.
Oh, that's not broken.
Yeah, that's not busted at all in blue and white. Okay, it's not busted, but that's really good.
It's effective.
Yeah. -3. Put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. Because
Ew.
time manipulation. To figure
Yeah.
you're a jerk.
What a jerk.
I just said that. And then his limit break, -8. You get an emblem with, whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent an opponent controls.
I cannot tell you what I think of that because there is no swearing on Monday Night Magic.
And also, it doesn't say, like, until end of turn, or return it
Nope.
to the battlefield. No. Whenever you
Yeah.
draw a card, exile a thing. And he has a +1 ability that says, draw a card.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he is pretty good at exiling stuff.
Yeah. Like his homeland.
Like his home, exactly, yes.
Womp womp. Yeah. I find it interesting that I like to compare him against the Venser Planeswalker, which is also blue-white. Because Venser's emblem is when you cast a spell, exile target permanent. And his is like, I'm not going to cast it. Just let me draw it. He's way more blue than Venser.
That's kind of insane.
Not bad for 5 mana, huh?
That's pretty good.
Also note that it says untap 2 lands, not 2 basic lands. So expect
Yeah.
something bad to happen.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hey, wait, who read the last one before me?
That was
I did
Squee.
The Mox Amber.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Cluze.
Yes, sir.
You know you have to go to the card image gallery and read that red card there, right?
Wait, which red card where?
The
Oh.
I was gonna say in the card image gallery, the
You know which one.
red card.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't. I was looking at the show notes and I thought that we were going to do
No,
we're going to do that other card next. But
because
No, you
you're
want this
you're the red guy, so you know.
all right. Okay. Fair enough. Then I'm
Start with
pretty
the flavor
sure
text.
I know which. Wait,
There isn't any.
there isn't.
Isn't that
any.
wrong?
Oh, that is kind of a shame.
They're 2 for 2 on messing that one up. Go ahead, Cluze.
Okay. So hey, in the card image gallery, we do have a little card, kind of important that I don't think we've discussed before, which is Jaya Ballard.
Yeah.
Just straight up Jaya Ballard. That's it. That's the whole name.
Mm-hmm. No subtitle necessary.
No subtitle, because you know who this is. 2 red. Okay, so 2 red. That's 3, 4, 5. That's 5. 5 for a legendary Planeswalker Jaya, who
Wait
is
a minute.
mythic.
Wait a minute. Something that costs
Yes.
5 in the best color in Dominaria?
Yes.
Siege Gang Commander.
Siege Gang Commander. That's right. Jaya Ballard, Siege Gang. No, just straight up Jaya Ballard.
I would play that card.
I would too. So 2 red for a legendary Planeswalker Jaya. She is a mythic, of course, with 5 loyalty. Here are the abilities. You ready for this? I think you're going to like these. I know I like them. I know I like them a lot. +1, add red. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells. You know what, Jaya? I think I can handle that. I think I'm fine with that restriction. That's perfectly okay for me.
What makes me sad is that I automatically added to your mana pool in my head, and then you started talking again before
Yeah, I'm
my
sorry.
brain finished that, and I was like, oh, right.
Yeah.
I know. I hate it when I talk. +1. That's a second +1. Look at that. +1. You can do the one thing. +1. Do the other thing. Here's the other thing. Discard up to 3 cards, then draw that many cards. I like that a lot because there are often times when you're late game and you've got something in your hand that you totally don't want. And boy, do you wish you could draw some gas. Jaya's got your back.
And because she's red, you discard first.
Yep.
What's known
Yeah.
as, what is it, rummaging? Yeah.
Rummaging.
Rummaging, yes. -8. You get an emblem with. You may cast instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead.
Permanent Snapcaster!
Yeah, that's nice. I like this card a lot. And
Yeah.
the artwork is awesome, and I like Jaya.
How do you like on your way to that -8, chucking some things in the graveyard with the +1?
I like it a lot. But, since the original Jaya Ballard was basically a prototype planeswalker, it's nice to see. It's nice to see the new Jaya be a planeswalker now.
Yeah, and Jaya Ballard Taskmage, not only was she the prototype planeswalker, but she was also just 3 red spells from back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she specifically hated blue.
She did. She has some of the greatest words ever, like destroy target blue permanent.
And speaking of her words, if you haven't played older Magic or seen the older cards, Jaya Ballard was featured on a great many red cards with very sassy flavor text.
Oh, yes.
And this is the second time she's gotten her own card, and unfortunately, planeswalkers don't get flavor text. So, alas. But I'm hoping that this means that as we see more of the set, we find her flavor text in other places.
God, I hope
because she's not an obscure reference anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just made up for flavor text back in the day in like Ice Age.
Yeah.
Like that's where Jaya Ballard came from, was Ice Age flavor text. And then she would appear periodically elsewhere in flavor text. And then when did she finally get a card?
Time Spiral.
Was it?
Yep.
It was Time Spiral of the set? Okay, I knew it was in that block.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because from the past. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she finally got a card. And it was really cool. But yeah, here we go.
Did she get her goggles back, or are these new goggles?
I don't read the story.
Okay.
I like to think that she probably had more than one pair because she's not a Digimon character and can have more than one pair.
Ah.
What? Madness.
That's different.
Her second ability is pretty good with Madness, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Like, overall, I'm very happy with the way they designed her card. I'm always afraid when you hear 5 mana red planeswalker because that's been us in the past, and she's pretty steep with the 3 red in there, but honestly,
yeah.
Like, you're not running her in a mixed color deck. Or if you
And
are,
she's
you've got the fixing to make it work.
She's going to follow it up by giving you 3 red mana to then cast that thing in your hand anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I also just appreciate the fact that with the emblem that she makes, if you compare it against Tamio's emblem, like original Tamio, that was neat because you cast a spell and it essentially just goes to your hand forever. In this case, the cards that you've already used are coming back, which in a red deck is arguably what you want to do because you've already used most of your cards getting there. So I appreciate that they committed to the red theme all the way with arguably the most red planeswalker.
So I'm going to need somebody to, let's say in Modern, tap 5 mountains, cast Jaya, +1-er, cast 3 lightning bolts to the opponent's dome. That's what I need to have happen.
I will get right on that, sir.
Excellent. Thank you. Wait, you don't play Magic?
I was also lying. So,
Oh.
moving on. There's one more legendary story important creature listed here who is kind of sick.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, wait, is this mine?
You should do this one.
Yeah, I think this is you.
Okay. Demon Lord Belzenlock. If I remember correctly, this is the final demon that Liliana owes fealty to, or whatever her deal is.
That is correct.
Yeah. So, Demon Lord Belzenlock costs 4 black for a mythic Elder Demon. He's a 6/6 with flying and trample. And the following. I actually have not read this yet somehow. When Demon Lord Belzenlock enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Then put that card into your hand. Okay. If the card's converted mana cost is 4 or greater, repeat this process. Oh. Demon Lord Belzenlock deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way. Okay, hang on. Let me visualize this. So you exile cards from the top until you hit not land. Okay, that's easy. And then if it costs 4 or more, it goes into your hand and you do it again. And then you take some damage based on how many of those times it happened. Okay. Well, that's easy enough.
And you don't get some, to be clear about, because I'm sure there's some stupid combo that's going to come up of this card. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure it's going to happen. You don't get to choose when this stops. This keeps going until you get a thing that is converted mana cost 4 or is 3 or less. Yeah.
Or you die.
Yeah, that's right. And the damage is dealt at the end.
Oh, so actually, no, you don't even go until you die. You go until you hit a cheap thing, and then you might die.
And then you might die.
So what's even funnier, though, is if you have an effect that gives all of your creatures lifelink, he's doing the damage.
That's pretty funny.
So, like, effectively nothing happens with the damage.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
So, yeah, there you go. That's Bells Unlocked. I can't wait for the first time that Mike, my Mana Pool co-host, accidentally kills himself with Bells Unlocked.
It will happen.
Inevitable. Yeah. And I can't wait until Liliana tries to kill this guy.
Yeah, that's going to happen too.
That is her MO too.
That is totally what she's going to try.
We're finally just going to get Liliana Got No Tats, and that's just going to be the card, because she'll be done with all of that if she succeeds at this. She'll have all of her soul back.
Yeah, because she's already... There were 3, right?
You mean 4 total?
There were 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I clearly don't know. I only remember that Bells Unlocked is the last one, and Grizzlebrand was one of them. Yes. And I don't remember the other 2.
I'm afraid I don't either. I gotta go look this up.
Yeah, I'm on it.
One of them was at Amonkhet, I think.
Kothafed, Grizzlebrand, Razaketh, and Bells Unlocked. Okay.
Well, that just sounds silly when you read about like that.
So Kothafed was from Kothafed Soul Hoarder. What set is this? This is Magic Origins. Great. Thanks, game.
That almost narrows it down.
Kothafed appeared to have she was sent to retrieve the chain veil from the Onaki catacombs on Chandelure. Is he from Chandelure? It doesn't say.
Who knows?
Like on the Magic Wiki, it just says unknown. So sure.
Why not?
But, she knocked him out. Grizzlebrand was from Innistrad, because, Grizzlebrand.
He was totally in the Hell Vault, the premium one.
Yeah, he was. And then Razaketh
was from Amonkhet.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the last one, and this is a nice time to remind you that Liliana is from Dominaria.
Indeed.
Yes.
So this is the first and the final. And look at him. He's all angered. He kind of looks like he'd show up in Fantasia. Like him and Chernobog would just hang out.
I like the way that he's collecting titles for himself. Like, did you guys see... Is it Cabal Evangel? Yeah, Cabal Evangel.
Yeah, the flavor text on, like, the cleric.
Yeah, the 2/2 for 2. All hail the Demon Lord Bells Unlocked, Evancar of the Stronghold, Scion of Darkness, Doom of Fools, Lord of the Wastes, Master of the Ebon Hand, Eternal Patriarch of the Cabal. Like, you just keep... And then it goes ...
Stormborn, Queen of the Andals, Ka of the First People, blah, 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 blah.
He's gonna be huge. Oh. So, yeah. I really like that he's just collecting all of these titles for himself, and some of which may or may not actually be accurate.
I mean, he can be whatever he wants to call himself. He's pretty big.
It's true. But anyway, so there you go. Is that all of the neat stuff that we're going to talk about on this particular show?
Yeah, I think that's enough for us.
So, yeah.
There's plenty of cards. There'll be more cards. Like, click on the link in the show notes for the card image gallery if you want to see more of the cards.
Yeah.
Set looks pretty sweet.
Now, next Monday, while we're on preview cards, the Mana Pool gets its very own exclusive preview card. So, check that out on themanapool.com as close to midnight as possible on the 9th of April. That's Eastern time. Close to midnight as possible, Eastern time. Yay, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Although, maybe not, because unlike Monday Night Magic's card, the Mana Pool's card is not Siege Gang Commander. So,
Spoiler alert. You're not supposed to tell us that, dude.
What? No, I can tell you that, because we got Siege Gang Commander.
Oh, you're right. He's revealed now.
Sweet.
All right, then. So shall we talk about the one other cool Dominaria thing?
There's one other cool Dominaria thing?
Well, there is.
We talked about it last week and how we were looking forward to it. Now you actually can get the map in high resolution.
Oh, right. That was after we recorded. Yeah. It's one of the wallpapers, and they released it at... What is this resolution? Hang on,
2560 by 1600.
Yeah. It is glorious.
It is totally glorious. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when we previously discussed it, we said, hey, they should make a globe of this.
Oh, right.
Right? I'm pretty sure we said that because listener to the show, Aaron Goodwine,
the Beast
actually
Father
did that thing.
He did.
So if you look on Twitter, I know we've been tweeting about it. He mapped it to a rotating GIF of a globe. And so if you want to see it in its globy gloriness, there it is. And way to go, Aaron Goodwine. That is some awesome work. And now, Wizards Magic, since I know you're listening to this show, well, maybe you listened to the beginning. Since I know you're maybe theoretically someone listened to this show who knows someone who thought about talking to someone at WotC, you should make this product. I would like an actual globe of Dominaria that I could buy and put on my desk.
It doesn't even have to be like a full-size globe, although that would be sick.
Yeah, I mean, it could be small, like, maybe not a full 12-inch diameter globe, maybe like, I don't know, 6-inch, 4-inch.
I mean, I would settle for something that lets me read what that text in italics is, since I can't even read it in this picture.
That too. But yeah, this is so cool. And a big thanks to the Beast Father for doing that. You hear me read off his name at the end of every episode. Because he's awesome. I'm just like spellbound by it now. I'm just staring at it as it goes by.
Yeah.
Screw you, the Mercator projection. Or would it be the Mercadia projection? No, because Mercadia is a different plane.
It's behind the mask. Don't worry about it. He's a lot of people.
Right? The flat projection is Mercator, right?
It is one of the flat projections.
Okay,
yes.
the one that you see the most often. That's just
it is probably the most commonly used.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. I remember this from like 2nd or 3rd grade social studies class. Somehow. Anyway, so that is really sweet. Hey, I already closed it. Hang on, let me put a link to that in the show notes. I did not close it. I just scrolled away from it. I will track it down and put a link in the show notes.
Hooray.
Yay. So, now what?
I guess we could talk about the fact that there was a tournament.
Oh, right, there was. That is important. Okay, it's in the show notes now. Yes, GP Amsterdam happened. It was team limited. And there were 522 teams. Wow, for some reason, my brain read that as 522 players. So there were 1,566 players. Phew.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So let's see. What happened here? Now, this was team limited, right? What?
Yes.
Where are the top... Oh, it's this link here. Okay. Are these top 4 teams in order by chance?
I did not think to check before, but I would assume reading left to right is correct.
Okay, it looks like they are. Whether that's a coincidence or not. Okay, so, since it's team limited, there's really not much for us to say, other than congrats to these people whose names I am now going to butcher, and I apologize so hard. Okay, let me get into proper posture here. So the winning team was, oh god, Jeroen Crine. Crine? I'm so sorry. Jeroen and Pim. No, wait, no, that's Crine and that's Hygiene. Crine and I'm so sorry. And Simon Gertz. Second place is Jeffrey Saron, Vincent Lemoine, and Davy Loeb. Third place, Gervais Petchler, one of those, Alex Ball, and Guido Sondag. And fourth place is Jasper Grimmer, Thorolf Severin, and Arnie Huschenbeth.
Who appears to be plotting in the picture.
I apologize so many times for all of those terrible mispronunciations. I'm sorry. But anyway, good on them. It's really nothing.
They limited well.
They did.
And I believe this is the last time we'll be seeing limited in this format on GP level before the new set comes out.
Really?
I think that's what it said.
Huh.
Certainly sounds plausible.
Yeah, last Grand Prix to feature Ixalan block in limited.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird because rotation isn't until the fall, but
Yeah, I'm looking.
I guess we're swapping to the new limited format, so it'll go away. So, all right.
So let's see. Coming up is Legacy. Oh yeah, Legacy, Standard and Modern. Legacy and Standard next week. Oh, they're both GP Seattle. GP Seattle is one of those 2-format GPs, right? Well, there are 2 GPs, one Legacy, one Standard. You remember we talked about this before? A long time ago.
It was weird.
Yeah. So we've got Legacy and Standard next week, and then Modern and Team Unified Modern the week after that. Wait, we've got Team Limited at the end of the month. When does Dominaria release?
Soon?
It's the third weekend of the month.
So this is not Blizzard.
I think it's the
pre-release is the 21st.
Right?
The actual release is the 27th.
April 27th. Okay. So yeah, that means that Grand Prix Columbus and Bologna will be Team Limited using Dominaria. Nice. I might actually have to watch some of that to check out the new cards in action.
These are exciting new cards.
And then the week after that, May 4th through 6th, in Dallas and Beijing are just single-player limited. Normal limited. Yay. I assume there's a Pro Tour coming up in here somewhere, but I'm on the GP schedule page, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's not, a few weeks after set comes out anymore, so there's that.
So, all right, there you go.
Dominaria is June 1st to 3rd.
Wow, okay. Not till June.
Yep.
So there you go. Also on tournaments, we forgot to mention this last week because we got all caught up with, episode 600. We mentioned before the SCG Con is happening. And our good buddy and newly level 2, congrats to him, Charles Featherer, also known as Dr. Judge. You remember him from the... Nope. What is the name of the last set? Unstable. From the Unstable event. Well, Dr. Judge will be the head judge for the SCG Con Invitational, which is happening the Friday of SCG Con, June 8th.
That's fun.
And he's a level 2 now. I saw that on Twitter.
Congrats, yeah.
I retweeted it on Twitter.
He's a level 2 doctor or level 2 judge?
He's a level 2 judge, but I think he's like a level 8 Dr. Judge.
Oh, well, I mean, that adds up.
Yeah. He might be the only Dr. Judge, so there might not be levels necessary.
And don't worry, the bureaucracy will catch up with him eventually.
That's true, yeah. But there you go. If you enjoy Unstable, and from all reports it was amazing to play Limited, then you should probably check it out if you're going to be at SCG Con.
Yeah.
Talk about something. I have to cough.
Something is some stuff and things.
You're a true philosopher, Cluze.
Good Lord,
I panicked. I'm sorry.
In the freaking show notes. Okay.
I'm sorry, I panicked.
It's like I was going to jump into it, and Cluze just started talking. I'm like, well, I'm not going to cut him off, and I should have.
Yeah, you really
probably
should have.
have.
I had nothing.
There was an article posted on the site about the new Magic logo, which you've noticed they're using now.
Yeah.
But the article, we talked about this before the show, the article wasn't really about that. It was really just showing it off and an excuse to mention a job opening at Wizards.
Oh, and the new game, which we may have already talked about. I still don't know.
Yeah, we did. It was in the episode we talked about the board game and
that's right.
the token miniatures by WizKids.
It's okay that you don't remember it, Cluze. It was the Berenstain Mox universe. It's very different.
Fair enough.
Sure. But anyway, yeah, there is a franchise team designer position open. So yeah, check that out. Anyway.
Okay then.
And before we go into Magic Online, there's one more thing. Apparently, in the Pauper Challenge on Magic Online, or a Pauper Challenge, I don't actually know how this works.
Hashtag MTG Pauper Challenge. That one.
Sure. But apparently the finals consisted of Michael A. Jacob and username Green Prinny. And apparently in some sort of Discord chat somewhere, Green Prinny admitted to... Well, the terminology is apparently ghosting, although I've literally never heard it called that except from people talking about Magic Online. But apparently he was watching Michael A. Jacobs' stream of the Pauper Challenge while playing against him. And he apparently admitted this in a Discord channel somewhere. Which is terrible. And apparently my co-hosts have nothing to say about that.
No, not really.
I didn't know you were following that. I wasn't. So, I mean, my opinion on most of this is that unfortunately, if you decide to stream your live content, then you're doing the equivalent of showing everyone your hand. And whether or not it's, arguably uncool to look at that, if you're sharing it, that's a risk you're taking. And in real Magic, you're, capable of showing your hand, and that's something that you're just choosing to do. If you decide that you're going to stream and you are still in a competitive environment, maybe put a delay on that if you're worried about it. But ultimately, I don't like the idea of people going and, looking at their opponent's hand. But if you're putting it out there, that's a risk you're taking. So, very sad. I don't believe there are any actual rules against it.
Unfortunately not. I don't think so.
Now, if they make a rule against it, my position changes. But until there is one, that's data you're putting out there. So that's kind of on you.
And this is where Bill takes up the rare stance of victim shaming. Hey, look at that.
I don't think that's what that is.
But yeah, I agree that if you're playing something that matters, you probably shouldn't be streaming it. But also, if you are playing something that matters and you find yourself up against a streamer, you think that you would want to win fair and square.
Yeah, it is totally a jerk move.
Yeah, while it may not be against the rules, it certainly seems to be a dick move. Yeah.
Yeah, make no mistake. I'm of the mindset that if you are going to do that, you're not being a great person. But when it comes to advice that I can give people, I can only give you advice to not let it happen to you, because people who aren't great people probably aren't listening to me when I tell them to stop being bad people.
There is that.
And Magic is definitely a game of people who, at least in the more competitive levels, will look for any edge that they can get. I mean, I remember playing Magic Online and having people look at replays of your earlier games so that they can see what your bombs are, to the point where people wouldn't play their best cards if they thought they could win without them, just to avoid that. And Wizards didn't like that, so they took away the ability to run replays, but they can't control you streaming your content. So
yeah,
they also couldn't enforce a rule against it. So just keep that in mind.
Although, with him admitting it in a Discord channel, there might be something they could do about that, so...
Yeah, if they make a rule against it, there might be something.
Yeah, if this person was dumb enough to straight up admit that he's doing it, well, then now he's bragging that he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
So good job.
But there you have it.
So yeah, it's kind of terrible. We've got a link to a tweet here that screen capped this admission, but I seem to have lost the replies to this tweet. So, like, there was more information in the replies, but now when I click on more replies, I only have 2. And there were more. So I don't get it. But anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
I guess on the subject, should we jump into Magic Online?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so as usual, Magic Online news pops up on Tuesdays. We record on Monday, so a lot of the stuff in the weekly links, which I'm giving you, probably already happened. But I will mention the few things that haven't. So just to clarify, if you want to see what's new, go to the website and go to products at Magic Online. And, on the 3rd, Tuesday, you should be able to see what's going on in the coming week. But for right now, relevant, the Modern Cube starts April 4th, which is this Wednesday. I've got a link in the show notes to show you what's going on in the Modern Cube. I'm not going to read this list of cards to you. The cubes change things in, they change them out. You can see what's going on there. If you want to play Cube Online, you should probably be aware of what's in it. because they do shift things enough to shift the meta, and fun way to play that. Past that, yep, the Masters 25 is still going because they really want you to play it, please. So that's not going away just yet. And yeah, that's the big world of exciting Magic Online news. The main thing was, hey, look, there's a modern cube, which is what they'll be doing to tide you over until Dominaria comes out. So, da-da-da.
All right, then.
Got through that faster than Cluze could find cat pictures.
Yeah, actually, it did.
I know your ways.
All right, then. So, are we done? Did I miss anything?
I think we covered everything this time.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay, then I'll start the sign-out game. So, you can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinAbob. There's no I because, as previously mentioned, the spark awoke and it planeswalked away. I hope it went to a happy place, maybe daytime lore one, where it can hang out with the boggarts and be fine. Who knows?
Yay, boggarts.
Maybe don't go to New Phyrexia.
What do you mean, maybe?
If it comes back complete, then I'm afraid. So, but be that as it may, yeah, right now Twitter for me is entertaining because I'm getting tagged every few minutes when people notice the Squee preview card. But past that, I'll note that I did go last week and see the Ready Player One movie, and I enjoyed it. It's somewhat different from the book, and I was fine with that. Like, it had some bits. I appreciated them changing out a lot of things so that I could still be surprised. Not going to go into any spoilers or stuff, but I'll say that it was fun. For a lot of people, it might be a matinee movie. For other people, they may just not care for it, which is understandable. That said, I am looking forward to catching Avengers in a month. Not even it's like, what, a month and a half? No, it's not even a whole month. It's the end of this month now that it's April. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I had to buy my tickets like a week and a half ago because it's Avengers. So that should be fun. That's really the bulk of what I've got going on. So go Cluze.
Okay, hey, if you want to hear more from me, you can find me on the other podcast I do. That is Random Discard, found at randomdiscard.com or right here on the MTG Cast Network. Other things that are going on, if you want to meet me in person, I'm going to be at PAX East, but so will a lot of people, so you may not find me. So I guess what I'll say. I haven't had a chance to... I'm sorry?
I said use Twitter if you'd like to try to track down Cluze.
That's right. Use Twitter if you'd like to try and track me down at PAX East. I haven't had a chance to build a new deck for, what is it, Brawl? Is that what the new format's called?
Yeah,
with the 60 cards? Yeah, I haven't had a chance to build one of those yet. I'm sorry. I want to, but I also really want to do that using the card that you get from pre-ordering a box. So I pre-ordered a box.
Nice.
So guess I'll get back to you on that. I also saw the Ready Player One movie this past week, and I truly enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Maybe not great, but good. I think you should see it if you're into kind of actiony films. If you like Spielberg, I think you'll like this film. That's what I'll say.
That's probably fair.
I also want to give a big shout out to listener Eric, who currently is probably driving somewhere between Sacramento and San Jose. Try and stay sane on that long commute, man. So there you go. That's about all I got. If you want to find me, if you want to talk to me on Twitter, maybe to try and catch up at the PAX, I am at Lacluyze, spelled just like it is in the show notes. Take it away, Chewie.
Where am I taking it?
Away.
Oh, all right then. I guess as far as non-magic nonsense, I don't remember. When did I see Tomb Raider? Did I talk about that on the show?
I think
you saw it a week ago.
Yeah, I think that was a week ago.
Okay. Well, I'll just mention again, it was badass. Go see it.
All right, then.
Oh, I did watch an episode of the new season of The X-Files entitled The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat.
Deep.
And it was hilarious. It was a Darren Morgan episode, and apparently the ones he wrote were all really funny and self-referential. So, like, he did Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, which a longtime listener remembered that I spoke highly of back in the day. But he also did Jose Chung's From Outer Space. And let's see. I can't find an easy list. Oh, here we go. Last season he did Mulder and Scully Meet the Were-Monster, and this season he did The Lost Art of forehead sweat, which is, it was really funny. It dealt with the Mandela effect, the Mengele effect, and really made you question lots of things, and was generally, like, laugh out loud hilarious, and vaguely confusing, and very awkward. So if you are a fan of X-Files at all, I highly recommend that episode. And also, on the watching things spectrum, I finally finished watching the Day 3 of the Heroes of the Storm Global Championship Western Clash, which took place... Cluze, please stop. Cluze is just throwing links in the chat, and they pop up and distract me every single time.
Sorry. My bad.
But I finished watching the final day of the Heroes of the Storm Global Championship Western Clash, which actually happened at the beginning of March. And I watched the first 2 days, and then had things going on and couldn't catch up. And then I just forgot about it. And I remembered a few days ago. And I finished watching Day 3, and it was amazing. Like, competitive Heroes of the Storm is probably my favorite competitive esport to watch. And that said, I haven't watched any Overwatch League yet, so I might enjoy that more. But thus far I haven't, so I don't. But the storyline in that was amazing. The Cinderella story, the final match went all the way to the final game and the final team fight. Like, whoever wins this one team fight will take the whole tournament. It was absolutely insane. And yeah, if you are at all interested in Heroes of the Storm, you should totally go check out the Western Clash coverage, because the entire tournament was amazing, but especially the final series. And the storylines of the two teams that met in the grand finals of the final series. It was just insane. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. In addition to all of the, usual making things and rendering things and uploading things and editing things. Hey, speaking of that, you can find me all over the internet as The Manapool. On Twitter at The Manapool, Facebook.com/The Manapool, YouTube.com/The Manapool, where I have been putting up some Hearthstone stuff and some The Walking Dead. Remember that Telltale Games, The Walking Dead, that I started last year?
Yes.
And ran into copyright claim problems and didn't want to upload anymore until that claim went away.
There was swearing outside of Monday Night Magic.
Yeah, a lot, because it was a completely baseless claim that really made me angry because they wouldn't just drop it. They're like, no, we own the copyright to this random piece of the middle of this video game, which, no, they didn't. But because at the time, either YouTube's policy on how they paid that had changed, or I didn't read it right. Either way, I'm not sure which, because it's been almost a year now. I just stopped uploading Walking Dead videos until it was over. And then when my appeal finally went through because they didn't respond for 30 days, I was able to finish up that series. And then I just never played the game again because it's a miserably depressing game, because it's The Walking Dead. If you watch the show, if you've read the comics, it's a miserably depressing game, but it's so well written and well animated. It's essentially a modern take on a point and click game. It's heavily story based.
I watched you playing it for a few minutes and then I stopped because I feel like I might want to play it, and so I'd rather not see what happens.
Fair enough. But the choices,
it was engaging.
Yeah, the choices you make actually matter throughout the entire series. So like a thing that you do in chapter 1 will stay with you, and characters will bring it up and whatnot further along. It was originally a 5-chapter game. So, yeah, I finally streamed chapter 2 over on twitch.tv/themanapool, and I've been cutting that up and putting it on YouTube in smaller, more digestible chunks. So, yay! There you go. Also, over on Twitch, I got another golden hero in Hearthstone, and I should be getting another one this week. And those videos will also be going up on YouTube in an edited way. As soon as I get around to editing the one that I already did, and then get around to actually doing the one that I'm gonna do. It's weird how that works. That takes my total up to 3 golden heroes in Hearthstone, soon to be 4. I'm very excited about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna stop talking now. So, if you would like to help support what I do with all of the Twitch streaming and podcasting and YouTube videos, then you can check out patreon.com/themanapool, where you can sign up for some manner of monthly support. So, for instance, you can get early stuff. Mana Pool episodes and YouTube videos go out early. Not this week's Mana Pool because it's a preview card and I can't release that episode early. So, but other than that, and last week's, because of technical difficulties, I wasn't able to get it out until then. But every other episode you get early. But yeah, early stuff and YouTube videos you get early. And here lately I've been putting them up, 2 and 3 days early. So you get a way earlier than before. So that's cool. You can get odds and ends. That's all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool that is uncensored and unfiltered. And it's us talking about all of the other nerdy stuff we do and planning out the show and looking at all of these pictures that Cluze is putting in the chat and distracting me and things like that. And also swearing. And if you want, you can become a Mana Pool lifeguard, which gets you the early stuff, the odds and ends, and you get a shout out on both podcasts and on the end slate for every video that goes up for each month that you support at that tier. So to that end, I would like to thank the following exceedingly generous lifeguards, and they are Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Rafe Gall, Corey Cloutier, got it, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team U, Hellas Are You? Really hope I'm not screwing that up too bad. John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Bertain, Casey, Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, AJ Javieris, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Jimmy Scott, Dan Holm, Mike Millerburn, and the aforementioned Beastfather, Aaron Goodwine, who made up the Globe of Dominaria for us. So there you go. Thank you all so very much. I quite literally could not do it without you. So with that, we're going to stop with Monday Night Magic number 601. If you are a new listener who managed to stick around this long, welcome. Thank you so much for listening. We hope to hear you. No, we hope to see. No, we don't see you. We hope you hear us again next week. There we go. I'll be all right. So are we actually done? That is everything, right?
I believe
Yes,
so.
sir.
All right. So with that, thank you all so very much for listening, and go play some Magic.